The process to get your 404s from HubSpot logging in Slack is pretty quick and easy, but just takes a couple quick setup steps. So follow along and you'll have it up and running in, I don't know, less than 3 minutes. So log into Zapier. It can certainly be a free account. That's actually what I'm using here. So you log in, and the first thing we need to do is go through and use the webhook trigger. And we want to use the catch hook. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you a URL. So copy this URL, and below in this post, you'll see this script. What you need to do is take out the Zapier URL goes here part and drop in the script, or drop in the URL that we just grabbed. So super simple. We're going to come back and need this in a minute. Then what you're going to do is you can say, okay, I did this. Go back to your script, and we're actually just we're gonna fake it. So what this is doing is it's essentially going to take the URL of the page and append it to this URL for Zapier. So I'm just gonna fake it. You can literally put anything at the end there, and it will show up for your testing purposes. So I'm just gonna do this and put in, I don't know, we'll put in google.com. So you can see that went through, and over here in Zapier, we have it. The bad URL is Google. So perfect, exactly what we want. You only need to do this one time just for getting it to properly kind of tie through in Zapier. So now we'll go in, we can decide what we want to do with it. I set it up with Slack, but you could certainly set it up to pretty much anything if you want to log in a Google Sheet or something. I think Slack's fun because then you can easily track like which ones did you do, which ones are coming through, and if maybe there's a repeat error, you can quickly jump on it instead of letting it sit there for a few days and be like, oh wow, this one happened like 100 times, and maybe paid traffic's getting dropped at that point. So send a channel message, choose your Slack account. Typically you want to set up a channel so that everyone isn't getting annoyed by these if they don't need them, but I set up one called 404s. Then you come in here, you can decide what you want to call it. I set it so you can say error on, and then this will give you the URL that the 404 was. So our example obviously is just the test URL, but this would be whatever your error was. You can adjust any of these other settings if you want it to look like it's coming from somebody else or a different name. I didn't. And you go through, and literally that's all there is to do on the Zapier side. So now you come in here, you hit finish, give it a fun name, 404 example, turn it on. So one step left is now we need to grab this code and actually put it where it needs to go. So if you log into your HubSpot account, click on the little settings gear in the top right corner, go down the side, go to pages, system pages, and then there's your 404 template. If you come in here, edit the 404 template, in the right hand sidebar there's a spot for you to add additional content to the head. All you need to do is paste that script in there and publish. And now anytime there's a 404, it's going to grab the URL that's the bad one, send it through, and you'll have that logging in Slack. So hope this is helpful. It was super helpful for us in a couple of recent projects. If there are any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll be happy to help.